Hi guys, you're welcome to another video. My name is Doreen and you're welcome to my channel. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I recommend that you subscribe because why not? Anyway, so if you have not watched the part 1 of my relocation series, I recommend that you do. The link is going to be in the description of this video so you can watch that and then easily catch up on what exactly I am talking about. And pardon my background, I am still in school. The number of requests I was getting for this video was becoming too many, so I needed to find time and record this video. I'm in the library currently, but it's almost empty. That's why I'm doing this. It's not allowed. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I wrote my IELTS and how I submitted my documents for my application. So for the IELTS, there are two ways that you can write it. It's either you write it on a computer or you write it in person. I opted for the computer written test and I ended up writing it in Kumasi. I don't live in Kumasi. I schooled in Kumasi, but I don't live in Kumasi. And I chose Kumasi because it was the only place where I could write all the 4 parts on one day. In Accra, I had to write one part and then I had to wait a few more days, and I didn't want that. So I saw the option of writing all the components of the IELTS. I think it's listening, speaking, reading, writing. It's 4, yeah. So normally you do listening, reading and writing, and then you wait a few days and then you do the speaking. But in Kumasi, I was able to do listening, reading and writing, and then about 1 hour 30 minutes time I did the speaking. And for the IELTS, the most difficult part for me was the reading. The reading is it's a little bit likened to the compression that we do for English language, but this one is a little bit more difficult. And I mentioned in my previous video that I used one particular video from YouTube to study for my IELTS. It was a 10-hour long course. I watched it from the beginning to the end, and then I did a little practice test. I downloaded the British Council IELTS prep app, and then there were some questions also online. I just practiced with that and then I went to write the IELTS. So for my school, I remember I mentioned that they were requiring 5.5 overall band score, but I had a 7. So yeah, that was a little, but yeah, that's what happened. I had a 7 from studying on YouTube. I prepared within a very short time. Probably if I had studied longer, I would have made a better score, but it was just enough for what I needed the results of the IELTS for. In fact, it was good enough for almost all the schools that I researched on. So if you score 7 and above, you are good to go. I think that's going to be it for the IELTS, and if you have any more questions on the IELTS, you can always drop it in the comment section or reach out to me via any of my socials, which is in the description of my channel, and I'll do well to come back and answer the question. Okay, so the second part of this video is going to be how I gathered my documents to apply for the program that I am reading. The first thing you want to do if you make a decision on any program is to look out for the program requirements. There are some programs that you might think aligns with what you have studied already, but if you check the requirements, there might be 1 or 2 things that you probably don't qualify for. I'm not saying that should stop you from applying, but at least have an idea of the requirements that the school is looking for. After checking the requirements, then you can go ahead to start gathering your documents to apply for the program. For the program that I'm reading, my school required references. It could be professional or academic references. The references I used were both academic references. You remember I was telling you how I went to Kumasi to go and take my IELTS? I used this as an opportunity to go back to my lecturers in Kumasi, and I spoke to them about the reasons why I needed the references, and then right within that same period they provided me with the references I needed. So that's how I was able to get my references. And if you remember from my previous video, I spoke about Concordia University. Concordia does not allow you to upload references yourself. They give you a link that your professor is going to use to upload the reference. So you don't get to see the reference. It goes straight from the professor to the school. So you might also have to take note of the medium that your school prefers. For the school I'm currently in, they allowed me to upload it myself. So you might want to have a good relationship with the people that you request for the references from, so that it is easy for you to do any of these things if need. Then the next document that I needed was a statement of purpose. The statement of purpose, you might have to write it yourself. And I would also like to mention that you should limit the use of AI in writing your statement of purpose. AI is getting recognized worldwide. Everybody knows about AI, and unfortunately there are apps, there are applications or systems that are used to track the use of AIs. So if you use AI and you are not smart about it, you might get caught. And if I was the one giving admissions to people and there's somebody who wants to come and further their studies and is already using AI to write statement of purposes, I'm not going to give that admission to you. So you might want to be smart. Using AI to get an idea of what you want to put in your statement of purpose is ideal, but then copying and then pasting it directly from the website is not advisable. Like I said, you are going to get caught, and that's not going to be good for you. Also, let me know if you want me to read out my statement of purpose or show you how to put the statement of purpose together. Let me know in the comment section if you want a video like that. Another document that I used to apply for the school that I'm currently in is my certificate from previous academic endeavors. Because I had my university certificate, I just added it. But then what they really required was my results from my high school, which is my WASI results. I added it to it, and then also they will require you to add WAEC pin code, WAEC or NECO pin code. For Ghana, we use WAEC. So yeah, you see the pin code that you need to put in the system to be able to check your results. Yes, that same pin code, they wanted a screenshot of it. So you just buy it. Now you can purchase it online. I did purchase it online. At that time it was 16 cedis. So I purchased it online and then I attached a screenshot of it to my application. So now let me summarize all the documents that I used for my application. The WAEC or NECO pin code, my statement of purpose, my transcripts from university and my WAEC results, the references, and then the IELTS results. Those were the documents that I put together to apply for the program that I wanted, and then I got feedback in less than 3 weeks. I don't know if the solidity, yeah, trust me to find my own word. I don't know if the solidity of the documents that I submitted played a role in how fast I got admission, but those were the documents that I submitted to get admission to Cambrian College. I got admission to Canada College as well. Those were the same documents I used. And oh yeah, thank God I remembered. For schools or colleges in Ontario, there's a particular website that you can only use to submit applications. No, I don't think I've been able to put across what I mean. There's a particular website that you need to use to submit applications. You can't submit the applications through emails or anything. You have to go through the OCAS. I'm going to find a link to the OCAS and put in the description. And also on the OCAS, you can see like a list of schools in Ontario. That can also narrow down your search if you want to be in Ontario. It can help you narrow your search so that you know like specific schools to search if you want to come to Ontario. And also the average application fees is normally between 95 Canadian and 120 Canadian dollars. For my school, I paid 95 Canadian dollars. For both schools actually, for Cambrian and Canada College, I think it's $100, but then if you use the OCAS, you get a $5 discount, something like that here. So I ended up paying $95.95 for both schools. Also, there's one last thing, in fact, it's the most important thing that I'd like to touch on, and that is finding out if your college is a DLI institute. DLI is the Designated Learning Institute. A DLI approved school is a school that is able to give you postgraduate work permit after your study. There are some schools that you don't get postgraduate work permit. An example is Toronto School of Management, because that was like almost the first school that I looked up. And guess why? Jasmine Boatin, she's also a YouTuber. She went to that school. So like when I thought of Canada, it was like the immediate school I could think of. But then I found out they don't give postgraduate work permit. So I had to discard the idea of going there. So if your school, whether or not your school is postgraduate work permit certified, hey, I hope that makes sense, you can find that out on the IRCC portal. Surprisingly, that is how I found out about Cambrian College. I was just going through the schools and then I saw Cambrian, and I don't know why, I just decided to follow up on Cambrian. And so you are going to find out, including the DLI numbers, on the IRCC portal, right around where the study portion is. Yeah, that's how you can find out if your school is DLI approved. And also another thing that is directly related to the DLI status of the school is whether or not they are able to give you postgraduate work permit. So if you do a 1-year program, you're eligible for a 1-year postgraduate work permit. But if you do any program that is 2 or more years, you're entitled to a 3-year postgraduate work permit. There are also opportunities for you to do a 1+1 program, which is where you do a 1-year program and then you apply to do a 2nd-year program. Normally your visa will be expiring by the time your 1-year program is due. So what is advised is that upon the termination of your 1st-year program, you have to start looking for another program. It doesn't have to be in the same school, it could be in another province, anywhere you want, but in Canada. And then you use the admission letter that you get from the school to apply for a 2nd-year program. Yeah, that's how it works. So I hope that I have covered enough, and I'm going to do a part 3. Let me also talk about fee payment. So there are some schools that will require you to pay some amount of the fees. Sometimes it's non-refundable, and most of the time it is a chunk of your actual school fees. So fortunately or unfortunately, my school required 1 term fees. So my program is 2 semesters, so they required a full semester fees, which was quite a lot. But I also feel that played a role in me getting my visa approval. And yeah, so my next video is going to be about how I went about the whole visa process. And yeah, I hope I made sense. I hope I was able to pass some amount of information across, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you want me to do the next part, because recording videos is not easy. It is not easy. So give me a thumbs up if you want to see the visa process. That's going to be the part 3. Yeah, and once again, if you have any questions or you don't understand anything or you want clarity on any of the points that I spoke about, you can always leave it in the comment section. If you're shy, my social media handle, I'm just going to put it here on the screen, and then you can reach out to me. I'm open to everybody. Yeah, I'm actually a very nice person. So you can do that. Do you know it's going to show in the video? Let me know when you finish. This brings me to the end of this video. I really enjoyed talking about all these things, and I hope that you enjoyed it too. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. That I'm giving you thumbs up. It will be black. It's not black.